Robert L. Carver II, and I'm so glad that you joined me here. I have something I want to let you know. You see how high gas is? You see we have a baby formula shortage. We also have food that's high. Inflation is high. What is going on? Well, things may get worse before they get better, and you need to be prepared. Go to preparewithrobert.com. Go to preparewithrobert.com. Brought to you by My Patriot Supply. Get emergency food kits right there for 2,000 plus calories a day. You're going to need that. It's brought to you by My Patriot Supply. Go to preparewithrobert.com. Don't be left behind. Be ready now. Let's go. This is Pastor Robert L. Carver II, and I'm so glad that you joined me here. I have something I want to let you know. You see how high gas is? You see we have a baby formula shortage. We also have food that's high. Inflation is high. What is going on? Well, things may get worse before they get better, and you need to be prepared. Go to preparewithrobert.com. Go to preparewithrobert.com. Brought to you by My Patriot Supply. Get emergency food kits right there for 2,000 plus calories a day. You're going to need that. It's brought to you by My Patriot Supply. Go to preparewithrobert.com. Don't be left behind. Be ready now. Let's go. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Woo!
You be having a whole party by yourself, don't you?
I'm so hyper. Welcome, everybody, to
Bro.
RN DIVA.
I like that music.
I'm Pastor Robert. And who are you?
I am the RN Diva.
Yes, she is. All right.
And
we're
is.
So glad to have you. How's your week going, Diva?
It's going.
It's going. It's going.
Yeah, it's going. It's going. Ain't no sense of complaining about it.
I know. Complaining doesn't do anything, but, well.
We've had no rain.
Huh?
You understand? We've had no rain. I don't appreciate that.
That's right.
I need some rain. I need a good torrential downpour.
All right. Well, we have to call we call some of the people that's coming over from Haiti and have them do a rain dance, a voodoo rain dance, and you'll get
no, we got to call the folks from Nolans. You can't. They ain't got no voodoo rain. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. Let me leave it alone, Jesus.
Everybody, we're so glad that you're joining us here at Real Talk with the RN DIVA, Pastor Robert. No matter where you're listening to us from, what time of day, it's going to be some entertainment and enlightenment. We've got a great podcast for you today. And so before we get started, go ahead and share this with whoever you can share it with, on your friend list, your neighbor, your friend, on the telephone, telegraph, whatever it is, share it right now. Give us some hearts, give us some likes, and we'll get this thing kicked off here. There's a whole lot been going on. Let me fix my shirt. I don't want to show all my muscles and everything on my chest. You know?
First, let's stop. Let's stop. What we're going to do is ladies and gentlemen, we have a celebrity in the building. Everybody say hello to Ruth Bader Ginsburg. You and these dashikis.
But I tell you what, I'm not going to be able to wear this anymore. You want to know why? I've got a black one with the white and the white with the black. But then I saw somebody that I know who saw me in this, and they got a green with the white. They saw it on Facebook. I said, this is it.
But they look like Jolly the Green Giant.
Yeah, the green. It wasn't
right. It ain't hitting on nothing. There's only one green that hits on something. That's olive green. But since you Ruth Bader Ginsburg, you continue to wear your dashikis. All right. Now what's going on?
Let's see. There's been a whole lot going on in the world with Fannie Willis.
Here we go. Fake Fannie.
County, Georgia. At a weight of 270 pounds. No, Fannie Willis has been in the news every day, in every way, as we're getting down to the countdown of when the judge is going to make a ruling on whether or not he's going to disqualify her and Mr. Wade from the RICO case. Now, we had an update this week because this week, the judge yesterday removed 6 of the counts on the RICO case. And the reason why was because when the prosecutor, Nathan Wade, when the prosecutor submitted it, it was not specific enough on those counts.
Because he didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, right, exactly.
He
So
couldn't copy and paste. It was too, technical for him.
Can't get the AI to do it for you. You got to know what you're doing.
AI can't do this one for you, bro.
So what it did was they ended up, like for instance, the infamous phone call, as Trump says, the perfect phone call. Well, that phone call was illegally done because there was no two-party consent. Georgia, you have to have two-party consent. And so whoever recorded it did not get permission or notified the people on the phone that they were doing that. So that's stemming from some of that. Now, they can come back and resubmit those counts, but I'm thinking at this point, you better leave good enough alone.
Let sleeping dogs lie.
So that's what happened so far this week. But of course, we're literally waiting today. It won't be today, so probably tomorrow, Friday, where we will have the verdict, so to speak, with the Judge McAfee. It's going to allow Miss Fannie Mae, to stay on the case, along with Mr. Wade. I will tell you this, Diva. There is no conflict of interest. Them dating is not a conflict of interest. There's nowhere in Georgia law that says they can't be in a relationship and work on the case, even though they should have notified the judge. Because remember, Ashley, what's her name? The other surname?
Merchant,
Ashley Merchant. Yes, that fireball. Well, her husband is also on that same team. They were the same. He's there as well. So they're husband and wife. So you can do it, but they did not go about it wrong. So that's not disqualifying them. What could disqualify them is because when she got on the stand that day, and when he got on the stand that day, they perjured themselves.
Right.
And then
why are we still having this conversation? The lady lied. Because let me or you go to court for anything and get up on the stand and lie, we're going to be penalized. So why are we still having this conversation with fake Fannie Fonnie? I don't understand.
Well, I heard Alan Dershowitz, the famed Harvard scholar, attorney, legal scholar, he was saying that sometimes judges, when they know that they have this kind of tight situation and they have to kind of, because judges, he's an elected position. So he says he's not being political, but we know there is that part there. So he may leave the perjury and the obstruction of justice and the witness intimidation to the bar. Okay. Because already has 3 complaints.
Right. He's picking his battles.
Yes.
He's picking his battle. I can understand that. Yeah. And that also allows him to kind of keep his hands clean. So I can understand that. Okay.
So that's where we are now. So we're waiting on him to do that. So that will happen tomorrow. I will tell you this. Those of you watching us on Facebook, YouTube, or Rumble or X, I'll tell you what, we will go live wherever we are tomorrow with, I don't know, even like, look, I got it. We were going to go live for that verdict. So you want to stay tuned and be a part of that. Matter of fact, if you want to get an update, for those of you who are busy, if you want to get an update and know when we're going live with this verdict, there's a number right there on the bottom of the screen. If you can see that, 656. No, that's not the right one. that's the call.
Calling the funeral home. You got the people calling the funeral home. But...
Ray Williams funeral home. Here it is.
My God.
Here it is. That's wrong one. All right. For text updates, you can text to 813-285-4974. Text to that number, 813-285-4974. And they'll ask you you want to be on the list. You say yes or whatever. Or you can actually text subscribe to that number. Just this word subscribe to that number, 813-285-4974. And you'll be on the list. And so we can send you a text saying, hey, we're live right now. And then you can get that firsthand. All right. So you can put that on. We'll leave that down at the bottom of the screen for those of you watching us now. But
and standard messaging rates may apply.
Yes. And if you have a flip phone, you may have a little problem with that. But you might have a little problem with that. All right, so let's see where we're at. Let's go over here now, because you're gonna something else that happened with Miss Fannie. She got a congressional subpoena this week. And Miss Fannie Mae, she's kind of like, So she did respond to it. They wanted some documents, but she only gave them what she wanted to give them. Because Fannie don't nobody, all that. neck and all that neck stuff she had going on. So she did not give Mr. Jordan, we'll see in the article here by the Hill, what he needed, and so they're threatening to hold her in contempt of Congress if she does not come with the proper documents. Let's look at this right now. This story is from the Hill. Jim Jordan threatens Fannie Willis with contempt over subpoena on federal grants. Now, this part here, remember, I don't know if you all remember when they played a tape where one of her workers was saying they had a grant for youth, some type of youth program that they got from the federal government. And she wrote the grant, wrote the grant proposal. They got it, she said, but she was concerned because everybody in there was kind of like, I can't wait. We're going to get us some MacBooks. We're going to get us some swag. And she's like, that grant was not written for that. And, that's going to be a mess if they get the wrong stuff. They were more looking at, we're going to get some equipment and all like that as opposed to using it for what it's supposed to be for the youth. She told Fannie that. Fannie didn't really respond that well. She just kind of was like, okay, yeah, Well, 2 or 3 days later, she ended up firing her. The whistleblower. She fired the whistleblower. So so when they found that out, they said, so Congress said, well, that's a federal grant. Well, we want to see the documentation, the paperwork, what you all did with the money. They should have it. And so that's what she's asking for. I think she sent some screenshots of something. We'll see here. She really kind of lowballed them. Here it is here. House Judiciary Committee Chair Jim Jordan of Ohio threatened possible contempt proceedings against Georgia's Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis over a subpoena requesting information about her use of federal funds. Willis's office had already sent information in response to the February subpoena, but the GOP leader complained she failed to turn over documents related to allegations from a now terminated employee who flagged another former employee's desire to misuse federal grant money. Mr. Jordan says, we appreciate that you have produced a narrow set of documents in response to the subpoena, but your compliance with the subpoena to date is deficient. If you fail to do so, the committee will consider taking further action, such as the invocation of contempt of Congress proceedings. These allegations center on a former employee to Willis who said that the district attorney fired her shortly after she raised concerns about how a Willis campaign aide turned county employee hoped to use the federal grants for items outside the scope of a youth violence prevention program, like swag. Go ahead, Diva.
This see why you can't hire your sister, brother, cousins up at the little. And nothing surprises me with fake Fannie Fannie. And nothing surprises me. The lady gives me the heebie-jeebies. She gives me she's giving women of color, professional women of color, a bad name. I don't like her. I don't like her. I don't like it.
My understanding, there's a lot of people in Fulton County that don't like her. She's been there a while, and because before all this happened with this RICO case, remember they were talking about how she used to allegedly was sleeping with the Young Thug who had
Okay, but I've heard something different about that. I think I heard that she was coming for him, like she was gunning for him, and then he kind of I think he had the goods on her somehow. That's what I heard. Like it wasn't like a straight thing. She went to support him or this, that, and the other. But she's shady as hell. So I'm not sure about the full circumstances with fake Fannie Fannie and Young Thug. But
that body count's starting to add up.
It is starting to add up. She probably got them up under them cinnamon rolls. If she go up under them cinnamon rolls, she might have some residue left. She might have some these cinnamon rolls she got. She might have some leftover residual body fluids.
Oh,
that was
my
nasty.
goodness.
That was
anyway. So so she's really got herself in a situation because, as you said, she lost 6 accounts yesterday because Mr. Wade did not write the indictment properly. Then she has this. And also, She's waiting to find out if she's going to be disqualified from the case. And now also yesterday, I don't know if you know this, yesterday, the governor and the top legislative officials, they signed a bill that says the legislature of Georgia now can directly monitor and evaluate all state employees. So, which means, remember when Ron DeSantis here in Florida, he fired the state attorney here in Hillsborough County,
Right.
Warren, even though he was elected. Well, we have in the Constitution that he can do that in certain circumstances. Georgia doesn't have that. Well, they have it now. So be looking for. I think that's why maybe if the judge kind of lets her, leaves all the other stuff alone, there's going to be between the bar and the state legislature, because she has the answer to a lot of stuff. It's amazing because she even asked for a lot of money for things, and they gave it to her the first 3 years, but this year they're like, we need to see an audit. So anyway, that's what's going on with Miss Fannie. Haven't heard much from Mr. Wade.
He probably he probably just tired of people beating up on him. Bless his heart, you know.
Well, we're gonna see after tomorrow. We're gonna see what happens, and from there, because I don't think the judge is going to throw the entire case out. I think that he's going to, since he took 6 of the indictments off, he's going to go ahead and let her stay on there, and then let nature take its course, so to speak, because she got a lot of explaining to do.
Right. You know what? At this point, like nothing is surprising. They need to just wash it. Just wash it. Just knock it all out and just wash it. Don't pursue her anymore. Just take her off the case. I mean, at this point, Teflon Don has won. You know?
He almost got the case in the document case about the documents that were supposed to go to National Archives. He almost got that down at Fort Pierce Federal Court. That almost got thrown out completely today.
What is almost?
Almost, because the judge was asking, because the other day, the president, Biden, he got cleared. He didn't get exonerated, but he did break the law by having all those classified documents literally strung all over Delaware.
Oh, Biden.
Thousands of dollars, all in the garage and everything.
Sleepy Joe.
However, but this stuff was from like 50 years ago, some of this stuff. So the prosecutor said he wasn't going to prosecute him, even though, because he felt like people wouldn't, because of his age, and he was well-meaning. Well, the judge said, well, if he's a vice president and he had classified information, which they're not allowed to have at all. Trump was a president, and he was allowed to have classified information, then we need to even this thing out. So if he's not going to pursue him, we need to not pursue him. So she almost thought about it. So it's getting crazy out there. Ladies and gentlemen, put your comments down below. Let us know how about you think about Miss Fannie. Are you going to be watching us tomorrow on Friday to find out what happens with her on this case? Because you're right, this has been too much drama the last month.
And it's starting to drag on. Like, good Lord. Good Lord.
Well, the judge, they were saying he waited 2 weeks because he was trying to see if anybody was going to run against him in the election. Somebody did sign up to run against him in the election. So that may play a part in his decision as well. So we'll see what happens. But tomorrow, be tuned in right here at the RCTV Network. Let's go to our sponsor. Our next sponsor, Diva. You want to help us out with that one?
Sure, why not? Listen, it is time for spring. Is it spring break? Or these kids are out, right? These kids are out. They're out there lollygagging and jumping in the pools and waters, this, that, and the other. Folks, it is time for spring break. And what better time to go rent a car, to do a little traveling, to do a little sightseeing than right now. A.S. Costanzo Enterprises, LLC is the absolute best option to rent a car. They have a special fleet. They have a private fleet. They have the top-notch luxury, 5-star luxury service, Turo car rentals and private car rental service. They service Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties. They will actually show up at the airport if you fly in and make the exchange right there, so you can just drive away from the airport with no hassle. This is the best option. I don't Hertz, Dollar, Avis, they're all played out. Tour rent-a-cars, this is it. This is what you need to do to go and get your family out ripping and running, sightseeing, touring Florida. Don't waste your time, folks, because I'm sure they'll get booked up fast. So reach out to A.S. Costanzo Enterprises. And oh my goodness, I don't know what just happened. Look for A.S. Costanzo Enterprises LLC and ask for Suzette or Anthony and tell them Shonda sent you. And that number is 954. Robert, put the number up again. 954-494-1221. Again, that number is 954-494-1221. A.S. Costanzo Enterprises, LLC. Boy.
There you are. You kind of forget about what's going on. I think maybe it's going on now. You know, is it? Or this next week?
Boy.
Huh? What?
What? Were you stuck on stupid? Where'd you go?
Well, I'm right here.
Boy, I can't stand it. Okay, go ahead on. Left me in here with this lunatic in here.
Yay!
Oh, goodness.
Let's get on to our next story. Let's go here. This one you got to take a breath on.
Who?
Everybody breathe. Tiffany. Here.
She just keep getting worse and worse.
Now I'm gonna tell you this one. Two things have happened since our last podcast. The one we're about to share with you right now. I from the other day, I had to just kind of. I almost went live, but I really didn't have anything to say. I just wanted to kind of look at the camera like, because I was so angry and so disappointed. Because, you know, we do these podcasts and we talk about the story, and everybody's doing a lot of stories on it on YouTube and social media. And, you know, we do the jokes and everything because, you know, we did say that she looks like, who she look like?
Hit it. Yes, sir. That is the twin sister of Lil Wayne.
Woo!
Sorry, Lil Wayne. I think Lil Wayne is a cutie. I do. Maybe it's his little swag, but I think he's a cutie. But anyway.
Not going to get a response out of me on that one.
But I have heard that she does favor Lil Wayne. Just a smidge. A lot.
Just a little bit. And so, you know, we make jokes and everything, and we have a good time talking about it with the ridiculousness of what she's doing. Right. But now I think they've crossed the Rubicon, and now it's getting worse than just allegedly spending a lot of money unnecessarily and all like that. Now people are getting hurt. All right.
Yes.
And yes. When that starts happening, okay, all right, you know, something's wrong here. So I want to show you this story here. Let's add this to it here. Here we go. You're gonna have to breathe on this one, y'all. Diva, you want to read this one?
You know I can't stand this woman. Dalton Mayer says disgruntled employees are behind the sexual misconduct claim. Go figure. A trustee of a South suburb is accused of sexual misconduct with a village employee while on a taxpayer-funded trip to Las Vegas. You know, the infamous Las Vegas trip that she didn't want to answer in the interview with the gentleman on. Okay, whatever. But according to a pair of complaints filed with the Illinois State of Human Rights, this is the trip. There's a lot of stuff that went on that is starting to come out. The trustee vehemently denies the allegations. They have yet to name the trustee, but they did. What's his name? The millionaire. What's his name? The millionaire, that one guy with the podcast.
Antoine
Anton Daniels has a podcast. I can't get the name of it right off the rip, but he did a process of elimination and
Mm-hmm.
kind of narrowed it down as to who it could be. So
Mm-hmm.
the employee worked for Dolton Mayor Tiffany Hinyard, who was also on the trip along with her security detail and other village officials. The complaint filed by the woman, who WGN is not naming because she says she was a victim of a crime, says she began to feel extremely lightheaded and disoriented after a dinner with village officials. Somebody done roofied this lady.
Mm-hmm.
She blacked out and did not recall anything else, the complaint states. She says she woke up the next morning feeling physical discomfort. She found she was inside the trustee's hotel room. She got her own hotel room, but
Mm-hmm.
she's in the trustee's hotel room disoriented, fully dressed.
Mm-hmm.
She's fully dressed at this point. Let me
Mm.
fix this wig. In his own complaint filed with the Illinois Department of Human Rights, the Dolton police officer said the trustee called and then FaceTimed him the night of the alleged assault from the hotel room and boasted of sexual exploits on the trip.
Mm-hmm.
This has got to be an older gentleman who's
Mm-hmm.
not been getting any time soon, like lately. So he
Mm-hmm.
is bragging at the fact that he hit it with what? With no
Unprotected.
protection.
Unprotected.
No, unprotected.
Mm-hmm.
There was some suggestion that the employee may not have had the ability to consent. The complaint submitted by the officer states he said he then requested the trustee switch to a video call so he could see the situation for himself in his capacity as a law enforcement officer who had been informed of a possible crime. He went into officer mode as he
Mm-hmm.
should have.
Mm-hmm.
The trustee panned the camera toward a bed where he, the law enforcement officer, could see a woman who was partially undressed. The officer's complaint states the trustee then moved the camera to various private areas of the woman's body,
Mm-hmm.
displaying them on screen at times, moving or removing articles of clothing. The complaint says a portion of either the audio or video call may have been recorded by the officer.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, don't come for me, Tiffany Hinyard, because I'm not getting rid of anything. And if you covered this up and this is another woman that you should be protecting, even if it's a man, you should be protecting your people. You're the people's mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Superman. Yeah.
but this is what you get for trying to help people, the trustee said. Both complaints were filed with the Illinois Department of Human Rights by the same attorney on the same day. The claim Hinyard initially appeared shocked when told of the sexual assault allegations in a meeting with the employee and member of the security detail soon after their return from Vegas. Hinyard indicated she would take care of it and the female employee should trust her. That was no.
Famous last words.
You know, Mayor Hinyard's administration denies it retaliated against either employee for coming forward as they claim because the alleged incident happened to her assistant,
Mm-hmm.
and not long afterwards, she was terminated. Okay. Also, the law enforcement officer has since lost his position
Mm-hmm.
and he is now on traffic
Yeah.
detail. That's a demotion,
Mm-hmm.
ladies and gentlemen. The village looks forward to defending these allegations and pursuing all other available remedies to the village, read the statement. The woman says she was initially put on unpaid leave and then told a doctor would need to authorize her return to work. She said village officials then refused to respond to her inquiries about returning to work, so she was essentially terminated. So basically they went radio silent on
Mm-hmm.
the
Yep.
The Illinois Department of Human Rights has accepted the complaints, but only just begun its own investigation to determine their credibility. WGN investigates previously reported on the Las Vegas trip other first-class travel and lavish meals paid for by taxpayers in Dolton and Thornton Township, where Hinyard is the supervisor.
All right. Go ahead, Diva.
Nastiness, nastiness, nastiness. You know what? At some point, um, she needs to take accountability for just being a
being what?
being douchey. Listen, that is so disgusting. But it seems like now I'm not surprised by anything that comes out about this lady. Nothing. I'm not surprised about anything. Um, the lengths that she would go to just to be seen, just to be eh, literally. Listen, it is a problem for all the billboards with her likeness on them. How many?
122 billboards around town.
Around town, and the
With her
place ain't
picture
even
like
that
on it.
big. Nobody wants to keep looking at you, lady. But here we go. And we right back at square one with starting all over. You see that Mayor Tiffany Henyard, uh what are we
Women
calling
of
this
color are
individual?
immune.
Yeah, well, women of color are surely not immune.
No.
So maybe you're a clear because if you think that, you might be stuck on stupid. But yeah, we're not doing that. So I'm disgusted by this woman, and she does not disappoint. She does not disappoint. She comes through every day with something ugly and disgusting.
Now, you know what's the sad part about this? It's right now when we're taping this, it is March 2024.
Hmm.
This trip was actually in May of 2023. So it was 10 months
Oh
ago.
wow.
However, it just came to light this week in March
Why do we think
2024.
that is? Why do we think that is?
Because she covered it up. She covered it up. She basically walked away from it and didn't do anything else. And so someone ended up, because people remember something happened, those who were on the trip. And then
Hmm.
that's when they went to the Illinois Board, Human Rights Board, and so they're being investigated. No one has been assigned, charged with a crime yet, but they're just
No
doing their
one.
due diligence.
No one yet.
Here's the deal: I could not believe. Well, I guess I could, knowing who we're dealing with, but it just really shocked me because here it is. She's a single mother, has a daughter, and everything.
Right.
This was her sister. They were cool up until this point, but
Right.
she retaliated on her because there was a statement. I don't know if we saw it in the read it. She said when she went to tell her what happened, she says, I'm going to handle this because nobody needs to know about this because it will ruin me. Yes.
It
Tiffany said she was
brought
more
it
concerned
right
about
back to her.
herself. Yeah.
Right. 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 Brought it right back to her. Like,
And the
this
trustee
ain't
that
about you. This is not about you. And if you were a real woman, you would just step out and say, listen, I'm gonna step out on faith for this person, not even my friend. I'm gonna step out on faith on this person because why would she make this up?
and
There is
my
already discord in the entire village or town, whatever. Why would this lady make this up?
right, and here's the bad part about it. That alleged trustee that did it, he's still a trustee, he's still right there.
Still a trustee. Oh, looking like an old pastor. Listen.
So, it's like, so he just sitting there
Woo.
looking like, okay, yeah, I got, but I was disappointed in him. Ladies and gentlemen, whether it was consensual or not, which clearly it wasn't consensual, he's actually claiming that he helped, she drugged her own self up. She was drinking away. He helped her to the room. So, that's what he's claiming.
He
But
drugged it. She drugged herself.
yeah.
Oh,
So the thing
okay.
about it is, but whether it was consensual or not, one of the things that was horrible was that after he did whatever he did, he called the cop who was doing security to brag.
To brag. To brag.
Idiot.
That's what it is. That's where you went wrong, buddy.
Can I tell
That's
y'all
where you.
something?
Why you bragging? It's like you ain't never had none before.
Gentlemen, don't kiss and tell.
Oh hell no! I know you didn't say that. I know good and well you.
You've heard me say that many times.
Gentlemen
A
don't kiss
gentleman
and
and a
tell.
lady don't kiss and tell. There was nothing. I guess, like you say, you guess he was so. It'd been so long. He was so happy.
He got cobwebs.
So
Listen, that was so.
Who we think it is? He's a senior citizen, but he called him. So right there, I'm like, are you crazy?
Yeah, but this is the thing. One, if you're talking about it, okay, fine. But then to FaceTime and show and pan the camera around.
Well, really, he called on the phone. The officer told him,
excuse me,
put the FaceTime on, because that's when he went into officer mode. Because he said it really didn't believe it at first, because it was just like he knew those two weren't in the relationship or anything. So it's kind of like, y'all, yeah. So I want to see. So he thought it was just okay. He just joshed me. Turn the camera on, let me see. And he was like, oh my goodness. And then that's when he started even allegedly showing different body parts and different things like that. She stood out. That is the most asinine, immature, stupid, ignorant, childish thing you could do.
That is insane. He was lifting up clothing and this, that, and the other, huh? Showing off.
Yeah.
Showing off his kill.
So Tiffany,
showing off the prey.
Right. And so Tiffany, the mayor, wasn't upset with him because she hadn't reprimanded him and done anything to him. She ended up putting her on FMLA because the officer did tell the woman the next day. She said, hey, look, he told me that he had unprotected sex, so she did go to the hospital to get checked out and everything. But nothing happened to him. Not even from Tiffany saying, you know what, since this happened, you need to leave, just kind of lay low. Nothing. He's still sitting up there. They put her on FMLA. Then then they terminated her while she was out on FMLA. And went on like nothing going on.
Wait a minute, you can't terminate somebody on FMLA.
Well, then they must not put him. He must have told her she's gonna put her on FMLA and didn't.
I wonder if they really, because you can't terminate somebody on FMLA.
So she must have just told her that.
That holds your job.
Yeah, right. Yep. So it's really sad because the FBI it has been confirmed the FBI is investigating some other stuff, the financial stuff. So now they're going to add this to the list. And she's always like, she's always talking about, hey, we got to stick together, black people and all this stuff, and women, and it's like, come on, stop with the song and dance, because you're showing your true colors.
Awful.
Diva, before we go, tell about that other story about that doctor who has the special program for the single moms, the grocery store.
Wait, is that the one with the grocery store, or what about the one where the house was shot up?
Oh, I don't even know about that. But the doctor had the store. They bought another building, and she won't let him move in.
There's a doctor that's local there, and she bought a building in order to do a food pantry for like single moms, a program for single moms, and they wouldn't grant her a permit. They would not grant her a permit, and then now they're thinking Tiffany is trying to take it from her as eminent domain.
Right.
That's some backdoor, evil, nasty. See, listen, this is how I feel about things. Your karma may not come back to you, especially if you have kids, you got parents, elderly parents, family members. You may not be getting your karma right off the rip, but you got a kid, you got a little girl who you should be protecting with everything you have. Karma doesn't care who it comes for.
Right.
So for them to do that, and not only are you gunning for this doctor, but you're taking food out of the mouths of mothers, newborns, young children. That's the devil's. That's the devil. That ain't nothing but the devil. That ain't nothing but the devil. Pastor Robert, that ain't nothing but the devil. I don't know. And like I said, I was telling you about there's a lady that was a trustee as well when Pastor Henyard was a trustee first.
Pastor Henyard,
excuse me. Lord Jesus, I don't put the cloth on her. When Mayor Henyard was a trustee first, she was talking about running for mayor, and this lady was like, let me help you because you really don't know what it is like about politics. Of course, you can't tell her nothing. So
No.
this lady apparently made an enemy of Mayor Henyard, and there was a caravan of trucks and state not state truck county trucks and works trucks just in the front of her house like a caravan, just driving slow, just driving slow. And then over to at your mama house, that's where I'm at. Excuse me. So and then all of a sudden in the alley, cars were being shot up. She didn't even realize that when she went out there that there were 9 bullet holes in one of her tenants' cars. Like, is that a coincidence? First, it's a drive down the street with all these county vehicles, and then not long after, they're shooting out in the alley. Come on, bro. Listen, if you don't like the fact that we are reporting on Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, you need to go to every media outlet and tell them that they're giving erroneous information and stay out my comments. Excuse me.
Yeah, we
We
have
got a troll in my comments
troll
with
in
the
here that says that says the Superman Tiffany Henyard.
yeah.
But you know, it's really sad because you know the reason why she didn't. She's fighting the lady getting the store open for the single mothers. You know why she's
Why?
fighting it?
Jealousy.
Because it wasn't her idea. She didn't get credit for it. She has to get credit for everything. That's why there's 122 billboards around the township.
122.
That's why everything that's printed out has her
Wrong.
pictures on it.
Stupid.
She did show up for a meeting yesterday. But what happened as soon as the meeting was over, she went out the back door and left. You know.
Oh, she bolted.
Yeah, but she didn't even address the allegations this week. You know, so that's what she does. That's what she does.
Wow.
It's really horrible. It's really horrible that somebody could be that cold, lifeless, and ship it.
Right.
About somebody who got sexually assaulted. Here's the bottom line: whether you care or not, you're the mayor. You're the one in charge. I'm in charge.
Right.
Y'all been saying that.
You're the people's mayor. Yeah.
You're supposed to make sure that, hey, she's taken care of. Not get rid of her, and I don't want to hear about it anymore. That's cold.
That is absolutely horrible. That, I mean, it just keeps getting worse. So tomorrow when something else jumps off, I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised at all. At all.
Well, I heard a lady say that one of the trustees said on the news report today. She says, "Well, what I want to do is that she need to repent and get her heart right with Jesus." She said, "But if she don't do that, I want her to go down there to the jail and get a tour because she's gonna be down there a long time."
You think so? You think so? Oh, I sure hope so. They don't have stylists in jail, do they?
Do you know the city is paying for her hair?
They are?
Yeah,
they need to get some money back.
Her expenses,
all through the city. All through the city. And she's double dipping because she's also the supervisor over at the other part, at the Thornton Township.
But I can tell you this. In the village, it's 23,000 people, and I think her salary is like maybe 40,000, 50,000 as the mayor. Smaller deal. The township is where she's making $200,000.
Right, because that's where the clears are.
17.
That's where the clears are. Yeah, but see, here's the thing: the clears are not going to stand for her coming for their neck. They're gonna stand. They're gonna stand up for what they know is correct, and they have the funds to back it. Where what goes wrong is when these poor kids. These people in I get them mixed up in the city of Dalton. They don't have the financial backing to go after this lady, and this lady will come after you. Like, she literally will come after you, personally. She'll send some, right. She gonna send the cops after you, and the cops just as crooked. You know what I'm saying? They're doing because they're afraid of her as well.
Well, but it's a trade off because some of them are getting $13,000 every 2 weeks because of overtime.
But I hope they realize. I do hope they realize that once all this comes to light, when everything comes to light, all of that will be investigated. And if they accepted those funds, they're going to jail as well. Now, I was married to a cop. I know about the
I mean, with
funds.
overtime, they earned it.
No, but there's certain forms that you have to sign when you come off of a detail, what the detail was. And if it was a detail that was frivolous,
Mm-hmm. Oh, well.
they know that it was frivolous because they take an oath, just as doctors and nurses do. They have a higher standard to live up to. So they're going to be called on the carpet. That alone would let me say, nah, Mayor Henry, you're going to have to do this on your own.
Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Have the cars been repossessed yet?
No, the 6 police cars have not been repossessed yet.
Oh, you're a handsome black man. Listen, lady, do I just hurt your feelings because I'm cute? I mean,
I'm a handsome black. Oh,
yeah. Really, you gonna highlight that? She don't like me. She the first out the rip. This little thing came out the gate on me.
Yeah,
but I bet you won't go over there to Anton Daniels in his comments. My sweet caramel macchiato. You probably Googled how to spell macchiato.
Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, y'all stay tuned with this story. I'm hoping at some point this story will be resolved real soon. But I can tell you this:
I want her to go to jail. I want her to go. Now that's I want her to go to jail, point blank into the period. Let's make an example of her.
And she's gonna fight.
With what?
To the end.
With what?
Well, if she's been stealing,
who's gonna take her case? Man, please. She is a thug in a skirt.
You know she got arrested in 2016 for stealing a car there in Dalton. That's where that mugshot in 2016 came from.
Was it stealing a car or breaking into a car
or a car lot or something like that? Something somewhere she wasn't supposed to be.
That's y'all mayor over there, Dalton. That's y'all mayor over there with the mug shot.
You know, so here she is. She's got a record there. She's the mayor. Then she hire somebody to do the go around visiting the homes. He's a registered sex offender.
Oh, the man is a registered sex offender.
We got a trustee that's accused of sexual assault. Right. I mean, there's too much going on there.
Right. Well, we got a bunch of damn hooligans over there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I tell you what.
And then we also got the guy who's the administrator. I can't remember his name. The guy that's administrator. He's been convicted. He's been in trouble. Convicted of a white collar crime as well prior to this. So, yeah.
I don't have a problem with second chances. I don't have a problem with second chances, but there's places for people with second chances, and I don't think that you need to be leading the people if you have any type of, assault charges or thievery or anything of that nature. You need to be doing something else. Like, you can't lead the people. Right. Your judgment is off.
Right. I mean, like I said, if you did your time, paid your debt to society and all that, it's fine. You get second chances.
Right.
She did not go through the process of giving him background checks and approve.
Absolutely. But why would she? She's a freaking convict herself.
That's too much right. Yeah. So
shout out to Anton Daniels over there. What is it? The Millionaire what? I can't remember what it is. I want to shout him out because he gives me
Morning Millionaire podcast.
Morning
show.
Yes, he's listen. He's the best.
But here's the thing about it.
He does not mince any words with old girl. He told her, listen, come see me. I would love to interview you. She ain't showing up because she know he will shred her. Right. Come on, Anton. Right. Come on. Shout out to Anton Daniels. But anyway. So let's move on before I vomit.
If I know her personality type, there's a preacher up in New York who just got convicted for fraud and everything this week, Bishop Lamar Whitehead, and he's going to be sitting on the 5th of July. He's holding to his story that he's innocent and he didn't do anything. And so I know she's going to go down. She'll be in there getting sentenced, and she'll still be in there saying, "Nope, wasn't me." Now she'll
be the mayor, the inmates mayor of the yard.
Yeah.
But speaking of this Whitehead dude, that is the gaudiest dressing pastor. What is he? He's a bishop. Y'all got all these names.
He calls himself one.
He is the guy. He had on a Dior suit. Do they
Oh
even
yeah,
make a Dior suit like that? I mean, is that do you buy the material at the material store?
well, I mean, in New York, you can get anything made.
Good
You go down to
Lord.
garment district, and you you good to go. But he took this lady's um, money for a house, and they said he spent it on clothes, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and Foot Locker. I don't know why Foot Locker. I was like,
He went to get him some Jordans. You know, he went to get some Jordans or some Dunks. And the lady, he took like $90,000 from her, right?
yes.
To hell you go. Look,
There
look,
you
look,
go.
look, 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 look,
See,
look.
all that's too
Look
much.
at him.
That's all. That's too much anyway. If I had the money, that's too much. There's too much going on. I don't even know if
Flashy
I wear
bling
that out.
bishop.
I don't even know if I wear that out to a party or anything like that. But that's too much. Too much.
Damn.
But yeah, he's gonna have it. He's gonna. This is his second go around. So he's gonna have a prison ministry, really soon, and maybe Tiffany be in there as well. She could, lead take up the offering or something like that. But yeah, those type of personalities they deny, because now Whitehead is saying, well, it's really because the FBI wanted me to rat on the Mayor Adams, and I wouldn't do it. So again, he's
Nice try, bro.
yeah.
But at least he'll have a prison ministry when he go in there.
Yeah.
How long do you think he could get?
They said he can get it for 45 years.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds
And
good.
he's 40 something. He'll probably get 5 to 10. And then federal, you got to serve 85%. So he'll be in there for a while.
Damn,
He'll be in there for a while.
crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your comments down below. Let us know what you think about the super mayor, Tiffany Hingard, and what's going on with that. I'm hoping it'll be resolved, but it's not going to be resolved anytime soon, even if they remove her from office. And then when they're going to go through the conviction.
Because stuff is still coming
trial.
out. That's why. Because stuff is still coming out. Like,
and remember,
what else is next?
The feds, they will sit back and sometimes
wait.
They possibly years.
They are the most patient. If you don't think you going to jail, Super Mayor Tiffany Hingard, you are delusional. Delulu. You are delusional, sis. Because the feds are watching. Don't start that swallow. Listen, the feds is waiting. Okay? The RICO laws, I'm sure you've broken something. They coming for you, sis. Yeah, you might want to go to Mexico and go under where El Chapo. Go where El Chapo was, because El Chapo was gone for a while now. El Chapo was gone for a while. They couldn't find El Chapo. Then he escaped, and then he went back underground again.
He had a ventilated tunnel underground.
That's what I'm talking about. See, my people, go Mexicans. I'm
DIVA. Oh.
See,
put your comment down below. We're gonna go. Don't cancel me, y'all. I can't be canceled. But anyway,
listen, I'm Mexican. I'm half Mexican.
You are?
No, but I love tacos. Go ahead with it.
You're passing one though. I'm sorry. Let me see. Okay, we get you know them high yellow women. Okay, anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to let you know about our next sponsor. We're so glad to have them. If you would, you can go to what's it called? buymeacoffee.com. buymeacoffee.com/the RCTV network. Now let me tell you how this works. All right. Let me put this up for you. There we go. You go there, go to buymeacoffee.com/the RCTV network. And on there you can go and make a donation, a one-time donation or multiple times. You go right there. See, buy the RCTV network a coffee. And you can say if I want to buy 3 cups of coffee, 1, 3, or 5, or 10, then you put your name down there. And if you want to say something nice, you can do that. And each cup of coffee is $5. That's cheaper than Starbucks. But what that does, that money comes to the RCTV network and the Real Talk with R and DIVA podcast, so we can continue to bring you these podcasts and shows and different things each week. So if you go there, buymeacoffee.com/the RCTV network. It's a simple way and an easy way to support us in what we're doing. I think you'll be glad to know that. And then send us a nice little note. Send a note to the Diva, a nice note. or you can send one to me and tell them how handsome I am. Yeah,
You
whatever you
can
want to do.
send
Anyway,
that sweet caramel macchiato a note.
so please jump and
Oh,
support
look
us,
at
what
here.
we're doing here at Real Talk with the R and D and Pastor Robert. Go to buymeacoffee.com/the RC Network. I'm so excited now because now, you know what time it is? It's
Hammer
time.
time.
Yeah. It's time now for our segment that we look forward to every week. It's called Ask the R in Diva. And I'm looking forward to this. I look forward to it all the time. I love to find out what she has. I'm always learning something. So, Diva, go ahead
What's
and take
going
it.
on? What can I do for you? Hey guys, this is the R in Diva. Listen, I've been getting stuff in my email that kind of blows me away. You know, February was Heart Disease Month, and a lot of people are under the impression that you have to be a certain age, old, in order to have heart disease, and that is actually not the case. Have been young people that are out playing sports on the basketball court, on the football field, and they just drop. The gentleman that's in the NFL that went into cardiac arrest and just dropped on the field. These are young people. Folks, there is no age on heart disease. Heart health starts with your diet, your lifestyle. Age means nothing. There's coronary artery disease. That's where the plaque or the cholesterol that builds up in your arteries renders your coronary arteries almost helpless. They literally become a clogged pipe. CHF, congestive heart failure, high blood pressure. High blood pressure is one of the most common disease processes or complaints in the African American population. That is a fact. A lot of coronary artery disease is found in the African American population. That is a fact. So basically, diet, the way you exercise, what you do, cardio. I mean, you have to have a structure, folks, because if you don't, at some point, it's all going to catch up to you. Okay. Lifestyle changes, eating better, exercising, and just being aware of what it is you are putting into your body. You got to be aware. A lot of things. I think that I'm a preservative tracker, because as soon as I taste something and it has been preserved or has a preservative on it, I instantly can detect it. There's so much out there trying to get their products to stay longer and be on the shelf longer. They're putting preservatives in it, folks. So be careful what you put into your body. Alcohol is another way of damaging your heart. You can't drink alcohol in excess. Nothing wrong with a little drink every now and then, sip of champagne or whatever. But in excess, you're going to have some cardiac issues. It's a given. Cardiomyopathy is very common, which is the enlarging of the heart, the left and right ventricles. Those are the lower parts of the heart, the lower muscles. They get bigger and bigger and bigger, and they don't pump efficiently. People think, oh, I have cardiomyopathy, I'm just sick. No, it's a lot of people that have cardiomyopathy and they don't even know it, and they function every day. So be aware. Like I said, age has nothing to do with heart disease. It could be someone as young as a baby that has to have cardiac surgery coming out the womb. So just be cognizant of that, folks. Look out for the signs. And sometimes they're very, very subtle, such as shortness of breath at rest, doing absolutely nothing. Reaching over to grab the remote, you're out of breath. Shortness of breath with activity or exertion. Okay, not just because you're working out and you're breathing a little bit. You'll know the difference between shortness of breath and just being winded. Swollen legs and ankles. That's not from standing on your feet all day, all the time. If it's consistent, if it's constant, go to your doctor and get it checked out. If you're having lightheadedness, dizziness, or fainting, well, that's an indication of something. Call your doctor and make an appointment. February was Heart Month, but January through December needs to be heart health in your brain. Think heart health. And that's all I have for the Ask the RN Diva segment. If you would like to send me a question, let me put this. If you want to send me a question, or you'd like to give me a subject for the next Ask the RN Diva, you can send me an email at therndiva@gmail.com, and I will look it over. And listen, I don't give medical advice, but I will opine. I will give you my opinion. But send me a question, anything you like. Send me a subject you'd like to talk about or that you're interested in, and I will do the research and I'll bring it to you. If I don't know, I'll find out. And that's the easiest way I can do it, actually. I'll find out. We can find out together. I love learning. So if you have any questions for the RN Diva, please feel free to send it over to rndiva@gmail.com.
All right, thank you so much. I've learned something. I did not know that it could happen like that. You don't even know anything's going on. Isn't that something?
Yep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Thank you so much, Diva. We're going to go now to our next and final story for tonight on our podcast. Now, this is something that is really very interesting, because I did not know that we're dealing with stuff like this until the Diva brought it to my attention. So let's go ahead and get over here to this. Have you heard the term squatters? We're going to be reading about when squatters strike, why squatting is on the rise and so hard to solve. Go ahead, Diva.
You know, it's one thing to be in someone's place after you've lived there and you've paid rent or whatever, and then you refuse to leave. But to go into someone's vacant home and make it your own, come up with a fake lease, say you got an electronic signature, and when the cops are called out to verify it, they see this lease and they leave. It's just that simple. So folks that are having these vacant properties, now they're even going into new construction. Soon as the construction is complete, these people are moving in, lock, stock, and barrel, dogs, cats, and chickens. They moving up in there. You feel me? They are making it their own, not paying not one dime. And I'm going to tell you what the deal is as far as utilities. When you have these new construction, or even when you have rental properties, they leave the lights and stuff on so that stuff doesn't get stale, and to ventilate the house. So they're using up their lights and water, and they don't care. Especially in new construction, they put it in these new homes. These people move right in. It takes a minimum of 3 months to get paperwork moving enough to get these people out. They do have in Georgia, they do have what is called a intruder removal statute, where if they go in and see the person there and they question them, they can make them leave. They can make them leave right then and there. Florida doesn't have that. We don't have a squatter. We don't have that. So we're screwed. So if someone gets up in a vacant property, they can stay there, and there's nothing you can do about it without going through the court. So then now you have all of these legal fees that you have to pay to get someone out of your house. Why is that?
Wow.
Why is that okay? Like, so I think, you know how when you take the $100 bill to the store, and the little girl in the Publix, she mark on it to see if it's real. I think that they should do something like that. It needs to be a special paper that leases need to be on. If that is not what the officer sees when he goes to check this out, they need to go right then and there. Get your drawers and your dog and get up out my stuff. But they won't. That's common sense. They ain't gonna do nothing like that.
And I would assume that all cops, depending on the city and the area you're in, a lot of times they don't have the time to deal with all that because they got more important.
Right. There's got to be something. And there are approximately 1,200 homes in Atlanta alone that are occupied by squatters. 1,200 homes. And I'm talking about upscale homes. I ain't talking about no tiny houses or no trailers. I'm talking about upscale 5 and 6 bedroom homes. They living better than me. And I got a good damn job.
Well, check this out. This article here from Realtor.com says when squatters strike, why squatting is on the rise and so hard to solve. This is from February 19, 2024. Atlanta attorney David Metzger recently got a call from a client in a tricky situation. She got engaged, moved in with her fiance, and decided to rent out her house in DeKalb County. The day her home was listed, moving trucks arrived, and a woman moved in with 2 kids and 1 baby. The problem? The house had not been rented out yet. Metzger's client, who'd heard about the moving trucks from her former neighbor, had her property manager call the police. When they stopped by to check out the situation, the renter presented them with the fake lease, like Diva just said, and with a fake electronic signature. Presuming this lease was legit, the police left. Metzger and his client spent 3 months legally wrangling before they were able to remove the squatter in February 2024, which he says was a relatively short amount of time. 3 months was a short amount of time. Yet, although the mother was removed by the sheriff's department, Metzger is not aware of any criminal charges brought against her. In any case, he says that his client squatters were given 15 minutes to remove all their belongings and then allowed to drive off in the car. So she didn't even go to jail. Nothing.
Nope.
Just went on to the next one.
Nope. Went on to the next house. They go right on to the next house.
Such stories of squatters taking over vacant properties, costing homeowners thousands to evict, are becoming shockingly common today. Wow. That is something else.
I have a huge problem with somebody touching my shit. Don't touch my stuff. Go get your own stuff. I can't stand a weak, sorry ass individual that won't work for what they have. Do what I did. Go in the military. Get yourself some backbone. Get out there and work and pull your own weight. Stop leaning and dumping on somebody else who did the work. Make me understand why it is okay, and these people are getting away with it, and they get indignant. Like, how dare you come here? Come on, bruh. Come on. You know what?
Well, I'm going to read here. It says why squatting is on the rise. Let's see. When Metzger began practicing in 2011, squatter cases were very rare. But starting in 2023, there's been an explosion of them. People came out of COVID lockdowns to find out rents were no longer $800 a month.
No, they really aren't. What? Oh my God, $800 a month?
But $1,800 a month. He says
18?
They say I can't handle that.
I'm moving there. I'm moving wherever it's $1,800 a month.
I don't know, man. Metzger added that while the squatting used to exist mostly in low-end properties and neighborhoods, he's seeing it now in bigger, fancier properties, including new construction. Wow. To our listeners and our viewers, put down your comments down below. I would like to know, are you familiar with that in your area where you are? Is that happening? I know in the Atlanta area, greater Atlanta, it's happening a lot. Every once in a while, it happens around here in the Tampa, St. Pete area, usually with older homes that are like second properties. But that's really scary. That is really scary. That somebody can just come in and take your stuff, and you got to spend your money to get them out. But Diva, I have a question.
Don't ask me, because the way my mind is.
I know there's we have a homeless problem here in America. And it's not just with the veterans, the combat veterans, but and after COVID, a lot of people got the rent thing and all that. But what type of person would knowingly go in somebody else's house that you know is not yours And at least when you get caught, I'm sorry, I got my kids here. I'll be out in the next 15 minutes. No, these people are staying, getting comfortable, getting indignant. What? How do you do that?
You know who what type of people they are?
Listen,
people like Tiffany Henyard, entitled
yeah.
people who think that somebody owes them something,
Mm.
want everything given to you easy. That's who. Slime balls that think what you have is theirs. Once they acquire your property, once they put their ass in there with a roll of toilet paper and hit 30 days, you are out of gas. You have to
Once they start
legally
getting mail.
evict them.
Yep.
Or they start getting mail. But let me tell you something. I'm going to jail. Because you know why?
Why?
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to burn that bitch down. I'm going to burn that bitch down. I'm going to burn it all the way down. Sharu, if you on here, you know how I get down. Sharu, if you looking and listening, you know I will burn it.
But if it's your house, you know you burn it down your house.
I'm burning my own house down. I will sit out there in a lawn chair and with some marshmallows and make s'mores up in this bitch. Excuse me. He the pastor. He the pastor. I'm not. He the pastor. I will burn it to the dang on ground. And then let me tell you something. This is how savvy they've gotten with it. Because they say if you have cameras up and you can prove that they moved in illegally, then you can get them out, no problem. They are covering cameras. They're painting over cameras. Listen, I would hide the camera in the soffits. I would pay a good $10,000, $15,000 to have security cameras put in so well. I want the cameras over there at Rick Ross' house. I want those cameras installed. You hear me? Over there at DJ Khaled house or Lil Wayne. I want those cameras, that type, on that level. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
Because if they see the camera, they can get rid. All they do is take the Ring cameras away. They take them and throw them away.
Yeah.
But if they can't reach it, they can prove quicker that they don't belong there. But if it was mine and you were giving me, listen, first of all, I'm finna spend a dog's age to get up there. I need to burn the bit. I'm burning it.
Ooh.
I'm telling you right now, I'm burning it. I'm roasting hot dog. You want a hot dog? I'm roasting hot dogs. I like mine real crispy and burnt. I'm roasting hot dogs, making s'mores,
it's wintertime,
corn on the cob.
An open fire. Right. Wow, I tell you learn something new every day. It's just so sad. It's just sad that people now cannot just live make an honest living. And don't mind making it inconvenient for somebody else for yourself. That's what's so bad about it. Because,
but you know what? One thing about this one squatter that's in Atlanta, this Flores guy, he is a nurse. I'm not sure if even if he's an LPN, he's a nurse. He took an oath not to harm. You have to not steal, hurt anyone, because the nursing board will come after you.
Mm-hmm.
So he got people coming over, cooking out, into people's stuff. He got pissed off at the owners. The owners bought the house for their sons to take care of their Down syndrome brother. Okay, so after they realized this dude was in there, he used to be the caretaker for the previous owner. That's how he got in. And he said the previous owner said he could have the house with no paperwork. He just said, look, Rick Ross told me I could have his house. I'm going to wait till he all up out of here. And his kids ain't getting nothing. I'm going to take it. But what I'm saying is the neighbors are like, who is this dude? But then he clogged up the sewage. So they had to dig up the pipes on the side of this beautiful home because of this jerk. But I think the board of nursing could come after him.
Oh yeah, they made it where if somebody files a complaint, they have to follow it up. That
I'm
is
out of control.
something else. That is something else. Well, man, you have blown my mind here tonight because that's
again.
That's sad.
Again, it's what I do.
But listen,
and I think the homeowners. Yeah, I'm going on it again. I think the homeowners, when they go to report this, I think the fees should be waived. In order to report them in court, I think it should be waived and that person needs to pay for it. Okay, I'm done.
All right. Diva, how can we get in contact with you, and also if we want to donate to you, how can we do that?
Okay, you could send me an email over at therndiva@gmail.com. Send me any questions, any subjects you'd like to talk about, anything you're interested in learning, and I will do my best to find out the information for you. If you'd like to send me a donation, you could send it to my Cash App at $. Did I change it? No, I'm like, did I change it? $RNDiva01, and my Venmo is now at the RNDiva. Nope, at RNDiva01. See, when I have to keep changing it because people after me, y'all know they after me, right? They after me. I'm just kidding. And for you, Pastor Robert, how can they donate to you or contact you?
All right, you can contact us at info@robcarpenter2.com. info@robcarpenter2.com. Send your email if you have a prayer request, if you have something you want to know, if you have a question about a scripture, you can email me at info@robcarpenter2.com. If you'd like to make a donation, you can donate on Cash App, $RCTV Networks with an S. Also on Venmo, at the RCTV Network, PayPal, at the RCTV Network. And if you have cryptocurrency, you can go, my wallet is at Rob Carpenter II. We'd be greatly appreciative for whatever you're able to do. Also, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/the RCTV Network, and you can make a donation there. Buy us a cup of coffee. Buy me one, buy her one. It's cheaper than Starbucks, and you know that your money, right where your money is going. All right, so we're so glad about that. And I want to let you all know real soon, we are working on a special podcast separate from our regular weekly podcast where we're going to be talking about Black women in leadership. Black women in leadership. Is it a crisis? Is it a blessing?
Is it a curse?
Yeah. I'm going to leave it there, but you're going to blow your mind because I've noticed a pattern. Even as we're researching for these stories, there's a pattern, and it's happening all over the country in certain pockets. And so I'm wondering if it's intentional or not. But we got to talk about that. We're going to kind of work it out here on the air and show you some information. So it's going to be a multi-part series because we want to really show you what's going on. And understand it's not an issue of bashing, but again, if you see a problem, if you see something, you want to try to help solve it. You want to understand it and then help solve it. You see a need, right. You want to meet the need. And so I see a pattern there. And before we all just get caught up with Fanny and Tiffany and so many others, we need to look at this thing.
And Letitia and all these folks, yeah.
There's something wrong. So anyway, we look forward to that. Thank you so much for joining us, Diva. I've had a wonderful time here this week. And don't forget to share this podcast wherever you podcast and whoever you share it with, even on social media. And until next time, Diva, good night.
Look out for Pastor Robert tomorrow. He will get on live when there is a verdict with the fake Fanny Fawny case and Mr. Wade. So look for him. You may not see me because I got to pay bills. So
yes, we're going to make sure that our fingers crossed and all like that. I hope he does it early in the day so that get it over with. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time on Real Talk with the RN Diva and Pastor Robert. Good night.
Good night.